Well, we're live.
Namaste, all of you. I'm back from my medical procedure. I'm no longer the gorilla. I'm the Gyna. The Gyna is my name. I've completely transitioned. So I want to thank all of you for listening. And listen, I was able to play for my transitional surgery because I trade right here on Algo Factory Tech. And no matter what political spectrum you're from or what mental ailments you suffer from, if you need to improve your bottom line, then my friend, you are in the right place at the right time in the right era. And I'm talking about right here, right now on Algo Factory Tech. Trade your job, upgrade your life. We're going to get into it. Listen, if you're new, you're listening to us for the first time, scan the QR code, click the link in the description box, and join us as we sit around, trade, have fun, build a community, sip Mai Tais if you're into drinking, and watch the entire system completely turn itself inside out. And with that being said, Cowboy, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, dude?
Doing good. How's that for an intro on the fly?
That was beautiful.
I'm telling you, man. I miss my calling in life. I was the next, Billy Mays. Remember Billy Mays?
I was thinking more like Mean Gene Okerlund.
He's an announcer. I'm talking about being a real hype man, a real pitch man, like Billy Mays. Remember Billy Mays, the guy
Billy
with the beard?
Mays, hey.
Order now. Here's how. Sham wow.
Sham wow.
Kapow!
That's taking it back, dude.
Yeah.
Let's take it way back.
Yeah, that's Billy Mays.
Sham wow.
Legendary Billy
That was like
Mays.
the 90s. That's like
That
a
was the
big old,
90s.
Dude with his beard. And
Yep.
That was the thing in the 90s was like the close cut beard for somebody's dad. Like the guy in Family Ties or Billy Mays or, that was like the deal. I'm sure my dad had one of those. But of course, my dad actually grows quite the beard. So my beard's better than my dad's, believe it or not. He's got, he's got actually a little closer to the pure Sicilian. But I have actually a smattering of Southern European in me. That's not, obviously my mom's like half Portuguese, and so I got this I got this almost kind of light brown blondish hair, and I got this black beard. People say, "What is that? Even your hair?" I'm like, well, fuck, it grows out of my face. I hope it's mine. Yep.
Yeah.
That's beard talk. So the gorilla is here. I love it. That's good news. I think we should do for our hype next time. You could be like Hulk Hogan. I'll be what's the name? I'll be Macho Man.
That's funny.
That would be like, you got the whole thing of we're the Arm Brothers. You gotta do the Hulk Hogan thing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's almost going to sound like the Christian Bale's Batman plus Hulk Hogan mashup, which actually is really cool. They should do a movie out of that. It's, we started a little bit late today. Part of it is the CPI coming out right as the show started. And part of it's, quite frankly, I needed some MF and coffee. I need to make a new batch of it. So getting so used to going to bed at midnight, now I can't go to bed until midnight. It's driving me nuts. I need to fix that. But CPI was just, it's what I thought. If you watched the show yesterday, I called it correctly, but I don't gamble that way. And I'm glad that I didn't, because I would have probably lost a trade, but I'll show you what happened and what could have happened. CPI came, look, we talked about this last week, right? Talked about the week before. Here on Rogue, we've called it, and we said Christmas Santa rally coming. And of course, that means we're going to see data that indicates that, hiking rates has done its job, and this will be an indication that maybe we're not going to have to hike rates as much anymore. When you get that kind of thing, what you get is a rally in the current environment. Good news is bad news is good news. And so we were getting some quote unquote bad news, right? Well, the only good news that you could derive out of this in this world of whether or not you believe things, in the world of just trade the data, whether it's true or not, right? Inflation came out lower than expected, as predicted. As I predicted yesterday, as we talked about last week, the CPI came out 0.2% month over month for core. That's excluding food and fuel, which is significant. CPI month over month was actually also another undershot. It was like no increase instead of a 0.1% increase, and we got 3.2 versus 3.2 real, quote unquote real, or actual, I should say, versus forecast of 3.3. So these are all significant. Not that significant on the year to year, but I think anything lower than expected, even if it's not that significant, is going to have a pretty strong effect, especially for a lot of money that was sitting on the sidelines. And if you look at the chart, which I'm putting up right now, we're going to see what the effect was. Now, again, I had a feeling this would happen, and I had this like, should I just throw a long on there? But the problem with that is, look at the price action. Trying to bet this, even though I've called it correctly, even though we knew it was going to happen, look what happened with the price action. It's not like it went straight up, right? So of course, CPI goes down. The wisdom, quote unquote, is that the dollar may not be hiked and may even be cut, even though Powell said last week it's going to be higher for longer. So it's a dovish print, right? But price actually came down on the euro versus the dollar and then went up. So there's a lot of people who had little bets on, thinking, oh, it's going to go up, right? And what they did was they entered before the announcement, and then they had their stops below structure, and they're thinking it's going to go to the moon or whatever. But the stop was below this local structure, and look what happened. Whoever had trades like that, they got stopped out. They just got knocked out of their trade. And that's, let me see, 15. That's a number of pips. That's like a good, 4 or 5 pips below structure. And you have this kind of double sort of, bounce right here if you look at it that way. So it's very obvious what's going on and why. Again, I don't trade the news. I mean, look, sure, if you had a deeper stop, maybe if you went below this structure, below this entire consolidation, you could have made money. And we all kind of, well, at least I and the gorilla saw this coming, right? We did see dollar weakness coming, right? We saw that perhaps if there is a Santa rally, that would come as a result of perceived weakness in the future dollar, perception that no more hikes are going to be coming for at least a while or ever, perception that possibly there will be cuts, perception that we would get a lower CPI and hence a dovish Fed, or at least less hawkish, right? So this could have been played based on our prediction, but again, a dangerous play with the way that price is pushed around in these events. So what'll probably happen is this was the general move is up. So with such a strong candle in this direction, I probably would let things calm down. It may continue up, but generally what you're going to get at some point is a nice pullback. And it's probably going to be like a pullback to value if you understand that's like a pullback to where basically the price action is. Given the most recent move up, most of the price action is sitting probably right here in this consolidation. Okay, so if we were playing the consolidation game the way that we talked about last week, brutal, V.
Sorry.
They got cough buttons, buddy.
I forgot.
Oh my god. So if we were playing the consolidation game, we could have looked at, maybe longing the exit of the consolidation, right? That play was there for those who wanted to play it. And what one could do is go back through time, look at all of the major announcements, see how the consolidation game works, and see how that's played. Like, oh, well, if there is a consolidation and, the announcement causes a breakout of consolidation, perhaps that is a way that news can be played. As a matter of fact, I do know some really good traders who they actually ran a group together, and then they decided to they broke up, if you will, over disagreements or whatever, which happens. But long story short, they would do that even with news. They would look at the consolidation, they would wait for the news to break the consolidation, and then they would keep their they would keep their stops like within consolidation at structure, which is the play that I just kind of described with that deeper stop. I mean, look, it's not like it can't be done, but there needs to be a back test on it. So if anybody wants to volunteer to go back through all of the news events and look at the consolidation prior to and see if there is a play, if I end up with time, maybe I'll do that. We could kind of do some it wouldn't be gambling at that point, it would be trading, because we back tested it. So you got to go back. That's a lot of data to go through, and the news events are sometimes more effective than others, but that's one way to go. All right, cool. So let me take a look at the comments. We got lag time. Yeah, Jay, I actually made an announcement in the Algo Factory room that we were going to start a little bit later today, and that's on me, not the gorilla. So that happened. We got Cool Cat V, the Flavor Flav of economics. That's right. The what do you call it? The hype man for sure.
That's right.
I don't think you missed your calling though. I think your geopolitical analysis is a little bit more important than your hype man aspect, and so it allows you to hype your analysis, if you will. That's the way to go.
I wanted to be more hype than analysis.
So I'll buy you a giant clock to wear on your chest if it makes you feel any better.
Oh yes, I was actually thinking about that giant Rolex clock that they see on like Grand Central Station. Yeah. I want to
like the tennis match.
Yeah, the tennis match at like Wimbledon and stuff, right? At the U.S. Open, that giant Rolex clock. I want that around my neck. I know it's probably weighs about 60 pounds or something like that.
We'll take all the money from Algo Factory and put it towards your new grill too.
Oh, what is a hype man without a grill piece?
Dude, it's just neutered is what that is.
Yeah, literally. It literally is neutered. I might as well be trans.
Yeah, you might as well be. You are a neutered hype man. That's what you are, because you don't have a grill piece. So we got to get you a grill piece, and then you will no longer be trans. Yeah. That's the new operation. So, they used to go in for these operations where they, do things to your genitals. But now it's like you just need a grill piece.
That's it.
But that's only if you're a hype man, though. If you're not a hype man, none of this applies.
But it's got to be a grill piece in rainbow colors.
Jesus. Rainbow grill. That's like a Takeshi 6ix9ine thing to do. Get a rainbow grill piece, like anodized rainbow grill piece. I'm surprised nobody's done that yet. I'm sure somebody has.
I'm surprised nobody's killed that weirdo.
Well, yeah, isn't he an FBI snitch?
Teriyaki 6ix9ine.
Yeah, he's an FBI snitch.
Teriyaki Snitch 9.
Yeah, it's Teriyaki Snitch 9. That's pretty good.
Oh God.
Yeah, he got like his former security team ended up like being part of a group that robbed his ass, and they got him for like 6 figures, a bunch of ice, a bunch of cash he had on hand. Yeah, he seems to me to be kind of like a B, like a little B.
He is a big B. Most rappers are.
I suppose
modern rappers are. They're all fake. They're all also undercover brothers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's like
dude.
I don't know, dude. There seems to be a whole there seems to be a whole system there for sure.
Of course,
like,
no doubt.
And the things they have to do and say to become famous usually involves like wearing a dress at some point, and I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Oh yeah, and then getting popped in the rear. That's the other part of the whole thing.
Are you talking about like a rear-end collision, like in an accident?
No, a medical procedure.
Medical. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, medical.
Suppository type, things.
Large pink suppository.
Yes. Exactly.
Gotcha.
All right. Back on
organic anal probe. All right, so let's see. Let's go into the charts. Look, this is gonna be what it is for a while. I think. Look, this move could easily sustain. Like you could get. I think it's gonna look similar to what like this right here, but even a little more severe. Like you'll get a move like this. So, and again, my algos will tell me what's going on, but I think it's going to be a strong move up because that's significant for CPI. So I think we might see kind of like, not maybe here, it might come down, might go up a little bit, but wherever this starts, we'll probably see a break and then more up. Because I've been looking at the charts for days and I've been expecting this move. And I didn't want to trade this exact move that happened this morning, but I'm looking for just price to take a break and the indicators to kind of reset, and then I'll take that next move up. And if you're looking at like the USD, like the Swissy, the USD CHF, it'd probably be the opposite direction. I wonder what the Japanese pairs right now look like. Well, this is it. I mean, this is the plan right here, just so you know. It's simple as that. Now we got here's the Swissy, just to show you. See, same thing, other direction, right? Now USD JPY, that's like USD weakness showing in that chart. So I would think that this is going to turn around and head back up. I'll be looking for price to stall out and then stall out to the downside and then back up like this. So, that's the simple trade on the JPY. I'd be long in that, like, all day, just like that. It might not, might go lower, but wherever this happens, whether it's here, now, or later, I'll be long in that. And the deeper it goes, the higher my target. Long in that bitch all the way. Well, excuse my language. I'll be long in that all the way up to like 150, 190, or maybe just below. So that's a simple trade, and that's what I'll be looking to do. I'm tired of shorting the JP. I made money shorting the JPY, but in all honesty, look at this chart. Look at what it's been doing. Nothing but up. We've covered this numerous times. When you see something like this, you want to trade up. Now, if you got a set of brass balls, then yeah, you go ahead and short like I do once in a while and scalp. But really, the move is up. The smart move is with the trend. If you ask me, just my opinion, not investment advice. Okay, yeah. Jay says he's having lagging. So if there's anybody else watching, and you're getting a lag, can y'all let me know? Like maybe on what do you call it? Telegram. Because I'm not having lag with Gorilla. I'm not having a lag with anything. Nothing is showing a lag.
It could be his service. Let's see if anybody else responds. I mean, I have no lag with you either.
Yeah, we got 3 people typing.
No lag.
No lag.
Cuckoo, no lag. Rob, no lag. So Jay, it's gonna be you, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Yeah, it's probably YouTube and you and your connection. Everybody else is saying no lag on the Telegram. No lag. No lagging. Yeah, everybody's good. No lag and no lack.
5x5. We're on Vel's show on Friday when you were out, and what's the name? It was Green Machine. I asked for 5x5 and he gave me a 4x4. I'm like, we got Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the audience.
4x4.
4x4. That's good, man.
Hey, you know that guy Robert Bet David from Valuetainment?
Yeah, I understand he's terrible on like geopolitical, but I like his economic stuff.
Even worse. He
on the
literally bit me off verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
what did he say?
Dude, I'm going to show you a clip. Okay, I could not believe this. Okay, I'll give you the link. Here we go. I'm going to talk about this a little bit on Rogue because I want the Rogue community to go ahead and bomb this guy. Look, I've known from a source of mine that
you gonna pop it in the private chat?
Yeah, you can pop it in the private.
All right.
Rogue is perused by companies like InfoWars. We've caught them checking out our stuff before. We've caught who else? I mean, several other sources. Let me pull this up.
And you should approach them. Say, hey, you should.
I did. I left a comment. Listen to this. This is bullshit, dude.
You put his ass on blast.
I am. I was absolutely incensed by this. Because these guys, it's other people that do the research for these guys, right?
Yeah.
So there's only 3 people that talked about this, and this only comes from 3 people, and us 3 worked on this together. It's me, Jim Willie, and Charles Hugh Smith. This is our theory, and we all worked on it independently, and then came together and came with the same consensus. So back in like 2011, 2012, we were talking about this. Look at this shit, man. I just sent it to you on the private chat if you want to pull it up there. This is
what happens when you're no talent hack. It's Jim Willie. Here it goes. Oh, hold on. I got to pause it. I got to share screen.
You might want to kill the music.
Yeah, we'll kill the music. Hold on. But I like this music, eh? All right, let's just do this here. Got a house full of sleeping kids. I'm doing my Jim Willie. It's a bad combo. All right, where the flop is this thing? I got to move the screen. I got to do 15. Hold on. Do a couple things here. Patrick Bet David. What a tool. Yeah, he's I know his like personality type. He's a biter. That's what he is. It's all right. I mean, he's got good stuff. He's at least getting good information out there. But look, dude, I'll use other dude. But I reference who I'm talking about. I'll be like, yeah, Arthur Hayes, Rich Gammon. I'll say who's saying what if I'm going to do something like that. Let me open up this thing here, this tool. I didn't share audio. Glad I caught that ahead of time.
Look at the title. Look at the title.
Reverse market crash, worst possible outcome. You're talking about the melt up.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You see, I even left a comment there too.
Stop sharing. Okay. Does he actually call it a melt up?
Dude, I was so incensed. I saw like the first 3 minutes of like this asshole.
Okay. Also share audio. Good. All right. I just want to do this right the first time. All right. Share. And let me maximize this so we can see this guy's stupid face. And okay, good to go. Let me know if you can hear.
Reverse market crash, a concept I've been talking about on the podcast. So what is a reverse market crash? That's when all of a sudden the market just balloons up. And you're like, wait a minute, what happened? And you're trying to hold it. And you see the rich get richer and the poor get poor. Now you may say, Pat, how is that even possible? I want you to look at this chart from Pew Research. Everybody that's a politician that becomes a governor or Congress or senator, they all want to claim, we got to help the middle class. We got to help middle income. But look what this data is telling us from.
Say again.
This guy builds his wealth off of MLM schemes.
Pew Research. According to this data, if you look at the green at the top, that's upper income aggregate wealth in the U.S. Yellow is.
You want me to fast forward, or is this good?
Yeah, it's fine. Cut it.
Oh, cut it here?
Yeah, just cut it. It's
literally
just biting me off. It's annoying.
I'm just going to see if I can fast forward to his chart where he shows a melt up. Here we go. What's this?
Looks like a chart there.
This chart here, this shows you from 1918 where it took rough.
Inflation, right?
Yeah.
What's this here? Your internet blows today.
J. Kyrgyzstan. That's right, Jay.
Shares, like buying a share of Apple, you buy a share of a Banksy painting or a Warhol piece.
What the hell is with my internet today, dude? I'm the one getting lagged.
There are things going on with YouTube. Got it.
Yeah, probably YouTube, I guess. Maybe that's why Jay's getting lagged because he's on YouTube. So I don't think Jay's I don't know if Jay's with us in Algo Factory.
Jay, join us.
Dude, YouTube.
Their interest rates went up to 200%. Can you imagine buying a house at 200%?
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, just stop. Cut him.
All right, screw it.
He's not saying shit.
An interest rate. That's what happened to the Zimbabwe. Now some people.
That's what happened to Zimbabwe. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I mean, look, whatever. He's putting good news out, but at the same time, I mean, look, okay, at least you're on this show. We're original, right? If I'm going to cite somebody else, I will cite somebody else. Exactly. And what that's going to do is it's going to lend. Look, in the end, you almost don't want to grow too big, right? You almost don't want to be too big because once
then you're going to have to do the ritual.
Yeah, you just did the ritual on Friday. You did
that's why I'm able to hear properly. But it was a different kind of ritual. I'm just kidding. Before conspiracy theorists hear this and run off, I knew these. No, I had an issue with my ear, and I could not hear out of my left ear. All I heard was it was like my left ear felt like you were descending in an airplane. You get your ears clogged, but at the same time, the sound of a very loud seashell. Like you take a seashell and you put it up to your ear. And you hear that. Imagine that with massive pressure and congestion in your left ear. Dude, it was horrible. And to the point where you were starting to feel vertigo. Your balance was starting to get affected. That's what happened.
I had vertigo once, dude. And it was for, 10 seconds, which is an eternity. I used to have real bad allergies before I met my wife. And she, got me cleaned up with my diet and stuff. I had real bad allergies, and so I used to pop my nose. I put my knuckles in my nose and blowing, so it created a pressure, and it would pop my ears out. And one time, I think I might have done that a little too hard, and it messed up with the what do they call it, the semicircular something, or I don't fucking know my anatomy in the ear, but it messed up my inner ear. And so basically, what ended up happening was all of a sudden the world started to turn sideways on me, and I've been through a lot in life, so I'm pretty calm. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna lay down on the couch. And this is probably going to go away. And if it doesn't, then I'll, call somebody, right? So it went away in 10 seconds. But I'm like, dude, that 10 seconds was an eternity, bro. I do not wish vertigo on. My wife's had it once. My uncle's had it once. Dude, brutal shit. My cousin almost died, dude. He had vertigo after the coof or after the shot, one of the two.
Yeah.
And he stood up, and he was in the jacuzzi, and my other cousin, he was gonna fall like and hit his head on the rocks because he has this like fancy pool with these rock stuff and all this. And my other cousin pushed him into the pool instead of falling into the rocks. Otherwise, he probably would have cracked his head. Vertigo is not something you want to go through. So I'm glad you went and had the large pink suppository on Friday. That's the
the suppository was this procedure is amazing. They go in through the rear, they flush out the ear, and it's out through your nose. It's amazing.
That's just awesome.
Modern medicine, bro.
Yeah, not gay at all.
No,
there was a huge drop in the U.S. 10-year in Dixie. Yeah, well, Ray, that's what we're mapping out. I mean, that's why every dollar chart, everything against the dollar is going up, and everything that the dollar's against is going down. What I mean to say is everything that is where the dollar is the primary pair is going to go down, like USD/JPY, USD/CHF. So yeah, the Dixie thing's pretty obvious. And of course, the 10-year and Dixie are hand in hand, right? The 10-year is the dollar. So like, look, just so y'all understand, like when they talk about the dollar being the reserve currency, it isn't necessarily like these countries all have a bunch of dollars. What they have are 10-year bonds that are essentially collateral on their accounts. So, it allows for the transfer of funds and a certain kind of money printing, if you will. So it doesn't, it isn't necessarily Federal Reserve notes that these countries have, at least not all the way. It's a lot of it's just the 10-year bond. That's why you have the bond auction, right? That's and lately the bond auctions, they did go through a pretty bad slump, but I think they're kind of coming back a little bit. But I mean, as long as the dollar keeps staying strong, it'll create some kind of demand. The world still runs on it in a big way for international trade, but as time goes on, of course, you're seeing a lot of bilateral agreements with countries trading with each other, and the usage of the dollar will probably fade as long as the U.S. continues to behave like it does. And the confiscation of the Russia's FX reserves were a big start on that. We decided to go a little bit over on the YouTube show because we started late. We started about 10 minutes late. So we got 3 minutes left. I'm going to open it up to see if anybody wants to see a chart before we flip over to YouTube. V, that includes you.
No charts here. Let's go private, my man. Anybody else? You listening to us right now. Don't wait on the sidelines. If you're not with us, then you're getting left behind. I don't know what to tell you. Don't leave money on the table. Learn probably the most valuable skill you could ever learn, and that is to not only trade, but to build your own algorithms that will trade for you 24/7, 365, depending on the market that you trade. And with that being said, cowboy, let's go private, baby.